vendor parking. Something that I used to use those spots, not here specifically, but I did work for a contracted vendor on the property at one time and was able to use those vendor spots. So approaching Old Port Royal, I was forgetting that this is what they refer to here. This is the main reception area of this resort. We're going to take a look and peek inside Sebastian's, which I haven't seen in a long time. I mean, pretty much all these hotels that I've stepped in the last month, it had been about 5 years since I had seen them. Which even in my, I mean, it was never really 5 years between Disney visits for me. So this area has changed a little bit over time. They redid this quick service area. This is the first time I'm seeing it since they redid it. So you're ordering over here. And I'm not sure if they're giving you table numbers or see if we can see people sitting down. They already have their food. They're waiting for, yeah, okay. So they're using the locators here. I'm sure the locator, they weren't that reliable. I shouldn't say it. 1 in 10 times when I was using those at a quick service location, I was having trouble finding the table. I mean, as a cast member, that is. It's kind of a broken up hidden Mickey. So, but this has changed a little bit. The soda station has been expanded, massively expanded. So, sometimes they have iced tea. Yeah, this was a little different. I remember you ordered over here, maybe. I think this window was something. So it's like their little bakery grab and go. I believe this resort is all studio style. I don't think there's any, maybe there are, but I can use points to stay here, but it's not, it costs more than it's worth because it's not a DVC resort. And it's very hard. It's not guaranteed. You have to call it. You have to call to do it. And I'm sure this hotel is very booked. So Sebastian's is out over the water. That's right. So we'll go take a look over there. This is the reception area. If you're celebrating anything, you can create one of your badges. It's one of my, when I was young, that was the best, was getting to a Disney lobby and just plopping down in front of a movie while your parents took the 10 or 15 minutes to check in. When we were too young to handle the luggage. Dad would handle everything. So,
can you change it to what your preferred name?
Now, either there is. I guess there's another pool on the other side that has the serpentine slide. This is like a mini slide, yeah. There's a serpentine slide. I think it's on the other side. I could be wrong. Yeah, Sebastian's out this way. So they even had somebody checking, and you know what? I mean, why not? You know, you could bring the kids and just have a day here at the pool. The kids would enjoy it. I mean, that might be who knows? I mean, if people are coming in and using these pools that shouldn't be here, it's going to get worse and worse. As far as, you know, cast members making sure people are not in the right, or the, you know, the pools they belong in. I mean, if you stayed, I guess, but Art of Animation has the big blue pool. I wonder if you stay at Pop, can you use the big blue pool? And a lot of people love it. 0 entry. I don't think it has a slide. Here's Sebastian's. Let's go look at the menu. Family style. I wonder how long they've been doing that. Coconut pineapple bread pudding. Ugh, I don't know about the coconut or the pineapple. So, okay. So it's $40 per person. I mean, so it's like the same price as, I wonder if it is. You probably can order additional plates. Maybe, I don't know. It looks like those would not be included. So you're going to start with basically bread service or a salad and have your choice of entree. Doesn't tell you what kind of fish it is. Maybe it changes. Mojo pork's very popular down here. It's probably popular everywhere. Sun got behind a cloud, which is great. Just for a second. This is the marina area. Yeah, they used to have a lot more boats. I guess, you know, I don't know. The water sprites, I heard, became just too much maintenance. Liability probably had a lot to do with it too. One accident, your liability shoots through the roof, I'm sure. So that's the outside of where we just were, I think. Yeah, that's an outside seating area. And over there looks like some volleyball, perhaps. Or just a rope between two posts. I admit, not volleyball. That's lights or something.
So.
I was doing the sunburn walk. You gotta be careful. So, yeah, I really like. I mean, this is nice. I prefer Old Key West, and you know, we'll have to get some video footage there. So, oh, I wonder if I could. I'm not gonna be able to go around that way. So we'll go back over this way.
You need help finding somewhere? Or
Nah, just looking around. So I'm pretty sure those resort cup things dispense water if you want. Just wanted to get back behind this part here. So you can see over there, another beach area. You can get a day like today, it's just so bloody hot. That, you know, to sit out there is tough. Shoot, even at 7 o'clock. So here's a walkway. Caribbean Cay. It's just a little maybe area, vegetation. And maybe that is the Serpentine pool. Surprised that they are. It's a popular weekend as well. Very busy weekend. Okay, so in the Cay, some nature stuff, some chairs. Yeah, the old reception area used to be over there. So they built this, and then they even redid the quick service probably within 7 years. Almost looks like the lake level is low, but I would say that's impossible with all the rain we've had. Disney's putting it at that level for a reason. Or, you know, maybe it is low, but we've had so much rain. I mean, the Rivers of America was too high last week. It was coming up onto the dock. So now one thing they may be trying to do is limit the growth of this grass. You pull the water down, the grass is going to die. Whatever you call that, seagrass and stuff. Look at that, a nice hammock. And again, I'd go lay in it, but it is just too hot. Walking Caribbean Cay. This is Caribbean Cay. Now I'd be leery of any of those fake patches of green. Their bare feet. Often uses pee pads. Not sure what this is. Cool Kid Summer. Looks like a bunch of Disney stuff. So, I mean, why is there sand and rocks on every chair? I would say that's the work of kids. God bless. I mean, I wouldn't call that rock art exactly. No place to sit. I don't know what that ball is that's hanging. It's weird. I'm gonna throw a playground here. Just generally people walking. Everybody's saying how dead the parks are. Well, talked about pass holders being blacked out, but also everybody seems to be at the resorts. The amount of people at the lobbies today and yesterday, it's just so hot. Exiting Caribbean Cay. That sure as heck doesn't look like the Serpentine pool. I think there is one on this side. Either that or they got rid of it in favor of whatever's going on at Old Port Royal or Royale. But just as I stood there, I was smart enough to at least keep my socks on, but I wasn't smart enough to put on my sneakers, which are in the car. So I guess you can walk through Caribbean Cay, but then after sunset, this particular area closes. Probably because of alligators and snakes. A little easier to spot them in the daylight. I tell you though, I mean, when we used to go on vacation, we would designate one day, one pool day, pool/Disney Springs. Because we'd usually be down here for like a week. Maybe not a whole week. We'd always get the 5-day pass. Then we had some length of stay passes. And those would get you everywhere. Water park, this, that, whatever had an admission. We did that. That was, different days. I don't know if I'll ever be able to spend that kind of money like my parents did, but at least I'm here. And if I could just get a job back on property, it'll be a start. I will be a good employee. I will change. I will definitely change. And it starts now. I still showed my old self last night. I need to get rid of this temper. And it's just ugly. Sometimes I let my temper show. I have to stop. Another story for another day. Zero entry. So I want to say I'm working on it, but last night was as bad as it gets. I don't need to get into it, but I lost my self-control, and it just happens time and time and time again. I can play the victim, and believe me, I think I could draw sympathy. And I've been telling myself that because of recent events that happened to me, that I'll never pay forward another charitable act ever again. And I still feel that way. But I can at least begin with harboring my temper. And I really need to work on that. So I think, that maybe the only charitable act paying forward that I'll do between now and getting a job back here is really just trying to control my temper. And people might not think that that's paying things forward, but believe me, it is. Because it's going to take a tremendous amount of work, one day at a time. And maybe today will be day one. It'll kind of be like Alcoholics Anonymous, where if I can just keep things under control one day at a time, and then you build up a streak. And then all of a sudden, you haven't thrown a temper tantrum for 3 months. And then maybe you fall off the wagon, but it's a start. Like I would go to Cast Connections, and these will be, how much are they here? 22. So, at least as a cast member, I think everything's at least 20-25% off. But if that made it over to Cast Connections, I'm sure it would be either at least half off. And I'd buy one. That was the one issue with working here. I just try to stay away from Cast Connections, which is like our discounted cast member store. And if you know a cast member, they can take you there. You'll have to, I think, check out with them. They have to, at the door, you have to get let in. You have to go in with a cast member, and there's a one room that only cast members are allowed in. That's where like this awesome stuff is that they're discounting for whatever reason. That might be a t-shirt that has a spot, or like I got a train real cheap. I don't know why. I think there was a mark on the box. I got the Walt Disney World Railroad. So, tumblers. I mean, I'd love to have a whole bunch of them. And there are people that do $35. I mean, this is a nice quality. It's really, it feels heavy, it feels thick, it feels durable. And then, you know, will it last in your dishwashing machine is the only question. Without any of this stuff on the inside getting wet or warped. Try not to make comments about people I see, hold things to myself. Everybody gets offended these days by everything. Again, I feel like I want to stay. If it weren't hot, I would go sit down somewhere. My computer is already pretty low, and I didn't bring the plug. I drew a bunch of power charging my cell phone for my computer. Oh man, I spent a lot of time delivering food here into that. That was probably one of the most popular places when I was working for Instacart, who wrongfully terminated my account. A lot of shoppers will tell you that. I mean, quick story for me, it was just a bunch of people specifically here at Disney claiming they didn't get their order. Look, stuff in Disney cannot be delivered to your room. It's bad show. And that is the explanation that I'll give you as a cast member, that where I shouldn't be using these terms, as I've said. But everything here is a show. Think about this. Do they want UPS people walking around the hotel? Huh? FedEx? All right, no. No, you don't want a FedEx guy walking down your hallway. Or Amazon, for that matter. And guests, there were many that just couldn't accept the fact that stuff would not be brought directly to their room. So, I'd say, so I had 10 reports in 10 months of people not getting their stuff. Only one of them did I know it was legit, and it was the very last one that got me fired. It was, I delivered to a property which had a bunch of trailers in the back. So it was like a big house and then mobile homes in the back. And there was no instructions. There was no number on the house. There was no special instructions. I don't know if I don't think I called, and I should have been like, well, is this the right place? But the dot, and the app shows you a dot with like a very small radius. I mean, we're talking about half the radius of a building maybe. And that's where it told me to deliver. But no, I got fired. And I really love Instacart.